As the definition of health goes, health is a state of physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of any disease or infirmity. How many of us here give importance equally to all these three components? Most of us don't, and especially the mental health is given the least importance among all. And this is the leading cause for most of the cases of stress, depression, anxiety, suicide, and the increasing crimes day by day. And the student population falls into the most vulnerable group among the total population. Why do we go wrong? How do we go about this? What should we do? And how do we make this right? And today we are here to give an answer for all these. A very good evening, guys. This is Santoshni Srinivasan on behalf of the Indian Medical Association Medical Students Network. And I take immense pleasure in welcoming our speaker of the day, Dr. B. Damodaran, psychologist and student counselor of Tagore Medical College, who is here with us to motivate us, enlighten us, and make us understand the importance of the mental health. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Santoshini. It's audible. Hello. Yes. Yes. Good evening. Thank you for the.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes. Yeah.
So all of us are currently enriched with the vibes of this lockdown and pandemic. When the one day difference between the lockdown and the normal days is we are not able to go out. Why does this situation create such a big impact among all of us, sir? Why do people face with so many mental health issues? And can you tell us, like, what are the common mental health issues which you think the students are facing currently, and how do we go about it, sir? How do we get over this mental health issues in the system, sir?
Oh, in the lockdown situations, the major now everywhere we are hearing this news actually. Mental health. Okay, and the mental health is also part of the health. Okay, and so health is nothing but the physical and mental health and psychological and social well-being. And particularly now, people are social isolation, and because of the huge social isolation, everybody is supposed to stay in the home, and they are not able to meet people. And they used to meet people, a lot of people, and but nowadays they are not meeting a lot of people. So they are finding very difficulty, and particularly boredom, and their quality of life, particularly the life pattern changed. Okay, and so there is a huge impact happen. So many people cope up with the situations, they adjust to the situation, new situation, never expected by anybody. But there are certain people, they can't cope up with this situation, so they got into the mental health issues. Okay, and particularly in the lockdown, the major is a stress. Okay, and particularly social isolation because of the stress, depression, and kind of anxiety, because a lot of financial security, and they can't go out. Okay, and employment problems and financial problems, and even a lot of uncertainty, it's happening. We have a lot, everybody have question mark. So because of that, they're getting more anxious, and also newses everywhere, and that is also another one reason for the anxiety. And because of these reasons, some people are feeling a lot of depression. And so there are a lot of calls regarding the mental health in particular because of the COVID situations. Yes.
So what do we do regarding, sir? Like, most of them complain saying like they are depressed, they're anxious. So what do we do regarding, sir? And how do we find if a person is depressed or anxious? What are the signs we see in a person if they're depressed, sir?
Yeah, I would like to emphasize a very important point here. And depression, anxiety, this is all psychological mental illness. And sometimes the social media and the perceptions about the life and perception about the mental illness, perception about even about all it's regarding perception. Okay, first,
Yes.
stress is the part of life. Uncertainty is also part of life. Okay, and stress creates a drive, and also necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, certain times certain necessity comes automatically. The human being create some kind of a new solutions to the all the problems. So these situations we can manage the humankind, not as a human individual. The humankind will manage. Okay, that another thing, when you emphasize more stress, okay, I am very getting stress, and particularly in colleges, normally what happen, when in exam one small question came very tough. Okay, all will come and tell, okay, it's a very tough exam. Oh, tough question. So everybody will start, some person, he knows very the question very well, and also he answered very well, and he also said, yes, this question is very tough. Likewise, the particularly in the social behavior, particularly in this issue, in lockdown, there are a lot of positive things are there. Okay, I can list it a very big list. I can tell in the lockdown there are few negative factors, particularly to some particular people, and few negative factors. But we are all talking about only the negative, not positive things. Okay, and nowadays people are getting a lot of sleep, and they came out from the mechanical life. Now they are living with the family, and there are a lot of positivities there. So I request to you everybody to tell, lockdown, it's not a very stressful situation, uh, and it is a new situation. We supposed to manage the situation. We should start getting adapt to the situation that we should put into the mind. That is the one first step we should do. And the next one is, in the lockdown situation, the major thing happened, social isolation. Now, after social isolation, the feeling of isolation, self isolation, also sometimes it relates with the depression, and it triggers all your trauma and all your psychological issues. So, and if you are in a home, at least you should talk with your parents. If suppose you should talk with parents, okay? Because the parents are usually watch television. We will sit on in the mobile, and this is not good. Okay, in the house also we have to talk with our parents, and also you can call to your friends and relatives, and don't feel the isolation and isolated from the society. But because we are luckily connected by internet, so by internet again you can connect it to the social, you are getting a lot of social connections, social networking you can do through the mobile. If you like, you can do a video call and these things, and share your ideas, share your feelings, so you will not feel the isolation. Okay, so in the lockdown you can avoid, yeah. And another important thing in the lockdown, in the lockdown COVID situation, you know and mask and safety is very important. Okay, social distance and safety and awareness is very important. When you maintain these three things, and you are safe, okay, there is no anxious about it. So if suppose if you're going out, if you're talking with people, you have to be aware. So you have to enhance your mindfulness. If you get anxious, and because of anxious you lose your mindfulness, because of that, and in social distancing, small mistakes you might do, and you touch certain thing, or and after then you forgot to wash your hands, or there are certain things you will miss to do that. So better avoid anxious and better mindfulness, and easily you can avoid and you can avoid the COVID-19. Okay, and this pandemic situation. Yes.
Sir, so most of them are actually having this kind of feeling. They are feeling depressed. They are still worried so much. Is this feeling normal or is this abnormal, sir?
The same I already answered on this question. Okay, depression. Now 6 years old, 6 years and 7 years old boy, also boy and girl, saying I am very depressed. I am very depressed by my parents. Okay, I am depressed about. So if you are not giving you a remote, or give you to play a video game or something, they are saying depression. So that depression is a different word. So everybody saying depression, that is a different word. The clinical depression is different, and the clinical depression means for the long time they are into the more sadness, and they are more, they are having their sleep patterns affected, there are certain thoughts are popping up again and again, and they are not able to, and feeling of heavier in the mind, and they don't want to talk with the people. They want to totally, they are getting isolated and feeling of inferior complex. So that is a clinical depression is different. Okay. And because of COVID-19, and they are not able to adapt to the situation, and they are not in the comfort zone, and so many people are calling themselves they are depressed. So depression is different. But if suppose I told certain symptoms, okay, for the long time, okay, for a long time, they are feeling sadness, or a frequent suicidal thoughts, or they don't want to mingle with the people, and they are not able to understand the feeling of others. And if they feel, people are not understanding their feeling, and they are doubting others, and these kind of feelings are coming very very frequently for the long duration, then it is a depression. So there at the time you should seek the help of the medical professionals. Yes.
So if a person is approaching us, like for example, my friend is approaching me, saying like she's feeling low, how do I help her to come out of this depression or this kind of feelings, sir? So what should I do to help her come out of this situation, sir?
Yeah. So as a doctors, you're all going to become a counselor in a way, and default you are all going to be a counselor, health counselors. Okay, all the medical health professionals. So I would like to share you some kind of a counseling techniques. Counseling techniques. Counseling means people think, most of the people think they have to console the people, and they have to listen their problems, and they have to sympathize people and give a guidance or advice or motivation to the people. Then only they will come out from the depression. No, it is not. Okay. Counseling is a just listen. First, you should listen their views, their perceptions in the non-judgmental state. Okay, as a health counselor, there are a lot of studies. They said, okay, by just listening the people problems, and even their health got better. Okay, and they got health better. So just listen in the non-judgmental state of mind. Okay, that is very important. So another thing also, there is no need to be sympathized. Okay, and if they are crying their problem, you should not also crying with. Okay, and also you should, why we are telling you should be non-judgmental, otherwise you will carry their perceptions, their fear, their heaviness and all these things. Okay, be non-judgmental, listen 100%. Sometimes you can ask questions, no guidance. Okay, don't give a lot of guidance. Okay, and finally you can give, you can instruct to the people to go to the doctor, or some give a few tips. Okay, and but generally you should ask, probe the question, why the people are feeling depressed, because they are in the situation, they are feeling they are not able to adapt to the situations, they are not able to accept the situation, and they are feeling the situation is the problem, or the it might it might be a situation, or it might be people also. So that's why they are very confused. Okay, so when you probe the questions and create a more awareness about the situations, when you are by asking, when awareness comes, automatically they will able to take the decision. Okay, once they able to take the decisions, then the counseling is not need, they will get empowered, and they can able to handle it. Okay, but when people are talking and don't sympathize, okay, and nowadays because of the telephone, and this habit of sharing the problem to everybody, okay, and they are also attention seeking, and they will talk to all the friends, and they will share the problems, everybody will say, wow, what happened, so that became attention seeking. You can avoid, and you all can be a counselor, and first line counselors, and be non-judgmental, and by listening and no interruptions, and ask questions and probe and more aware about the problem, and you facilitate to able to take the decision to the problem. Yes.
Yes, sir. As you said, most of us just need a listening ear, and we'll make our friends better get aware about the problem rather than giving too many suggestions, sir. So, when there's a problem, who is the first person we need to approach, sir? Friends, family, or therapist, sir? Like most of us approach friends. Is this right or wrong, sir?
So it's not, you here, and I'm again said, to be a counselor, the non-judgmental is a very important thing. So generally, the parents are the first people, the first line people. But if suppose the person feeling a problem about even complain about the parents, they can't go to the parents, okay, and so then they can go to the friends, okay. But any people, and there should be a non-judgmental people, okay. But for suicidal thoughts or any kind of serious illness or feeling so much of depression, the medical professional, the counselor, psychologist, or psychiatrist. Okay, these three people are the very main people to contact. If it is a serious illness, okay, depression, stress, for a long time they are not sleeping for a long time, and they have a lot of addiction, and particularly they are feeling of more depressed or anxious, more anxious, and they are kind of a OCD because they do repeatedly they are doing the things and this kind of things. They should supposed to call to the counselor or helpline. That is the right idea.
Okay, sir. So, like in this lockdown, especially most of us are feeling bored, and more than 50% of the students are using phone and social media as this stress relief. Is this right? Does this have any impact on us, sir? It is slowly turning to be an addiction. What impact does this create on our mental health, sir?
So digital addiction already in the DSM-U, that is the diagnostic in the psychological manual, and it mentioned as a mental disorder. Digital addiction considered as a mental disorder. Okay? So, but we should differentiate what is different between the digital addiction and digital usage. Okay, if you're because nowadays the digital became a world. Okay, so technology. So without technology, there is no life at all. Okay, we are living in the technology. To use in technology world, you should use the digital. There is no option. But obsession towards to the digital, that is called as a digital addiction. Digital usage is not a digital addiction, but obsession and very feeling of restlessness, and you are repeatedly using and digital, that is called digital addiction. For example, there are different kinds of addiction in the digital. Okay, one is game addiction. You are playing a game continuously, although you have a lot of priority works and you are leaving all the priority work and you are playing a game. That is bad. If you have enough time and you have enough time and you finished all your priority works, and after then when you are playing a game with for fun, that is not a digital addiction. But although you are a priority, and so if you are not able to play the game immediately, you are getting very arrogant and very some irritable person, and also feeling of low mood, and and you are skipping everything. That is a digital addiction. And likewise in the game addiction and using the app addiction, and particularly attention seeking addiction. Okay, so if you post certain things, again and again you go and watch, okay, how many likes came, how many people viewed, and actually, if anybody not like that video, and if you see some other video, it is very bad video, not good video at all, and they got lot of likes. But if you got very less like your friend got very high likes, more likes, you got very less likes, immediately a big trauma. You are feeling of very big big trauma. So because of that attention seeking, you have to be. So when you're crossing the limit, okay, so attention is because in the world you need fame, name, everything. It's a need. But when you are obsessed to that, that is called as addiction. You have to be very dangerous. It's a very dangerous phenomenon. And so, and attention seeking addiction, and particularly, and OCD, there is a one mental disorder, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. It's a behavioral, and they use the thing again and again. For example, they wash their hands again and again, okay, and certain times, they think about particular thing again and again, okay. So when you are if you are repeatedly thinking the same thing and also repeatedly doing a same behavior, it will lead to the OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Nowadays it's happening on the digital addiction. They don't know. In every 10 minutes they're taking the mobile and they're they're opening the WhatsApp and how many likes and dislikes and who are all messaged and all these things. Okay, one. And after then also immediately your mind is conditioned to think about what is happening in my WhatsApp. Even your mobile switched off also, you will think about the mobile, what is happening, okay, what is happening to that particular person, what is happening to that particular, what to say in the discussion, in the group discussions and all these things. So this is very dangerous, and we have to think about it, okay. And it's very dangerous. Yeah.
So how do we come out of this habit, sir? Any suggestions? What should we do?
Before come out, I would like to tell you how dangerous it is. And it reduces the brain function. Okay, first, the digital addiction and obsession. And particularly all medical students, about the gray and white matter, and it affects the brain function, cognitive function, and that directly affects your learning capability and learning. And particularly as a student, you should be curious about to know a lot of things about the medicine and medical world. Okay? But it reduces the interest also, learning interest. If learning interest comes down, and learning, even your interest on your profession also comes reduced. Another thing, attention, particularly using TikTok, particularly in each and every 10 seconds, you are changing the video. What will happen, this kind of attitude and what this kind of behavioral, and what happen, you can't listen certain things only 10 minutes. Even you can't read one page book in 1 page in your book, okay. So these are the very dangerous things will happen to the student, okay. And particularly memory, okay. And when the attention to detail, if the competency reduce on the students, automatically it affects on the memory. And the memory and the attention to detail is the main source, or not only the main source and the main competency to achieve in the examination. Okay, although you are a very intelligent, very good boy and very good girl, might be a very good girl, but if you doesn't have the attention to detail, you can't read a book, you can't watch a video, you can't learn anything, and you can't memorize things. And although you put a lot of hard work, you memorized, and after then when you go to the examination, you will do like this only. Okay, in the examination, you can't remember a lot of things. So digital addiction is a very dangerous. So for the students, this is a very the learning productivity, sure it affects. So they have to come out from the digital addiction. So how to come out from the digital addiction? First, don't confront and accept you have addiction, okay? And you have to try to do analysis and on your self-analysis. Okay, don't wait your parents has to complain and parents have to complain to other people and go to the clinicians and all these things. Not manifest. First, in your life, you want to win in your life. Not win in your life. You want to be happy in your life. You want to be healthy in your life. Mental health is very important. So first, don't confront and aware, okay? And once the 100% awareness when you brought, and analyze how much you are using the mobile, okay? In what are in apps you are using, how many hours you are using, okay? And the usage have a purpose or no purpose, okay? So how many in a day, how many hours is a purpose, how many hours is not purpose, okay? So by analyzing all these things, in how many times you are getting obsession, how many times you are not able to resist also to do the particular behavior, and how many times because of the digital you lost your learning productivity, and because of that you lost friends, okay, because you are not talking to the people also, and you might be lost your relationship or with the parent. The relationship also affects with parents relationship. So all this analysis when you do, and then you will come to know where is my problem. And slowly after then I request to people, not immediately stop that. Once when you bring the awareness, and slowly you have to systematic reduction you have to do. How to systematic, and how many apps you are using for purpose, how many apps you are not doing on purpose, and start using the good apps, okay, and learning materials, learn some videos, and the same, and the particular social media usage, by the purpose social media, but the usage social media content, you can use the time, okay, when it occupies, okay, when this the same in the social media, there might be a lot of good things are there. So you start using more of that, okay, and so slowly withdraw the this non-usage. And after then, by using, you can use the time management skills here, okay, particularly time management skills, and take up a new projects or a new learning projects or new hobbies or new kind of interaction with the people or meetings with the people. So it will automatically reduce your digital addiction. You can come out from that. Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir. I said first, we have to try being aware of how much digital usage we use and reduce it slowly, and engage ourselves in other activities. Thank you so much, sir. It will actually be useful to many of them because, like, most of them are addicted to phones and social media currently. So, because of this addiction, these days, nights have become days and days have become nights. Our sleep cycle is totally changed, sir. Does this have any impact on our mental health and productivity, sir?
Yes, insomnia, it's a sleepless problem is the major disease. One of the major, once insomnia comes, and automatically psychosomatic disorders. For all the health issues, the sleepless, it's one of the major reasons. Okay. So if you ask any Ayurveda consultants, particular medical professional, they say, okay. So, and our lifestyle and food style is based on the sunset and sunrise. Okay. In all the human beings, in the living beings, even plants and trees and human beings, animals, all the living beings in the world. Okay. So the energy is a very important factor, because there are four sources of energy: food, sleep, positive thoughts, and the and breath. Okay. By these four things only, we are getting sources of energy. So when the major sources of energy is a sleep, okay, when one day if sleep affects, okay, the next day your energy level become very low. When energy level is low, you that particular day you can't handle the situations and people and work and all these things. It will become a very stressful, because your energy level is proportional. It is a positive correlate with your performance. Less energy, your performance also reduced. Okay. So you do your productivity also reduce. Not only productivity, your mental capability and physical capability and social well-being capability, all related with the energy. So sleep is a very important source. One day, if you lost the sleep, your energy will come down and it affects. So the most of the Ayurveda doctors, their physicians, they supports, okay. And according to the sunset and sunrise, you should take the sleep. Some people will argue, okay, 6, 7, and 8 hours sleep only. No, okay, I will do, I will go to sleep 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and I will wake up 9 o'clock in the morning, and I will do no. So at least try to go bed before 10 o'clock, and try to wake up before 7 or 6. Okay, that is a good idea. Another important thing, and the sleep and digital, I would like to add more point. When you watch long duration media thing, visual things, light and magnetic, and lot of thoughts and popping thoughts, different movies, different people videos, when you watched, and the brain function might be affected. Okay. And after then, and it is not very easy to go to the sleep. Okay. If you sleep also, the quality of sleep won't be there. Okay. So if you want quality of sleep, please stop your digital thing 2 hours before the sleep. When 2 hours before the sleep, you should stop using the digitals. Okay. But you can read a book, you can read a story. That is not a problem. You can talk with the people, and you can play a game. You can do meditation, yoga, and you can watch some kind of good things. But it should have a correlation. Okay, relation one. Okay, because when you read a story, the thought pattern or sequence, so the brain will not get confused. But in the social media, it's not like a first video to second video, there is no sequence at all. Okay. So the brain will get more strain, and so it is not good for it. So stop using the digital before the sleep. Okay. Before 1 hour the sleep, and also go to bed and get a quality sleep, and try to wake up before 6 o'clock, and it might be more helpful for the students. And in the lockdown thing, and the major depression happened, the major stress and anxiety happened because of the sudden lifestyle change. Okay, sudden lifestyle change, because earlier we have a compulsion to go to college, office and anything, so we have a systematic pattern, we have a drive to do that. Okay, now after lockdown first month we took more relaxation, our our lifestyle breakdown happened, we don't have a routine. Routine is very very important in the lifestyle, also in the food style also routine is very very important. If you miss the routine, your lifestyle affects, and your mental health might be a big question mark. Okay, so although you're in the lockdown period, please try to maintain the routine. Yes.
Sure, sir. So 64% of the students in the survey conducted have told that they feel that playing sport outside, like outdoor sports, help them to relieve stress. But because of this lockdown, they're not able to play sports. Any solutions for this situation, sir?
So I also would like to play football in the Nehru Stadium. This is all excuses, because always in the situations comes, to adapt situations, we do a lot of excuses. This is the lockdown not happened to an individual or a group, or it happened to the whole world. Okay, so we have to consider this importance of the social distancing, and we have to try to change the mind. Okay, and otherwise, and one small, and if you start giving your reasons, okay, I like this, I don't want, I can't able to do it. So this kind of affirmations only bringing you the anxiety and the stress and depression. Okay, I like
Yes,
this,
sir.
I'm not because of these reasons. Okay, in the yoga is in everywhere in all over the, today is the International Yoga Day. In all over the world, they know the yoga is the best physical exercises. There is the ground is not a need actually. In your home, in any places, you can do the yoga, and that is a wonderful physical activity, and maintain your health and physical health particularly, and coordinate with your mind body coordination, and so wonderful. So, and if you have likes, and please keep your like and ambition, and in another few more months, lockdown over, and we will go on outside, we will play. But right now, do yoga. That is my best suggestion. Yes.
So one common reason for people, especially students, being worried is we think too much about the future, or we worry too much about the past. And another thing is like we are so concerned what the society thinks about us. We're so worried like what the other person thinks about us. How to go about this, sir? Is this creating a huge mental impact, sir, mental health impact? So what should we do regarding this, sir? How
So
to
when you
get
are
out of
thinking about the past, you will get into the depression. When you think about the future, you will get anxious. Okay, this is the both extremes. Okay, depression and anxiety, both extremes. Okay, so and I suggest, okay, and mind, to handle a mind, because in our education system, in earlier education system, they taught only how to handle the mind. Okay, mind is a very important factor in our success in your life. Okay, how to handle our mind and emotions, that is a very very important thing. So the mind, the nature of the mind is always stick on to the negativity. One, the nature of the mind always vacillate to go to the past and the future. So that is also happen because of the energy. If your energy is very low, if you are not having a routine thing, if you are not doing a routine thing, if you are having a lot of sleep patterns affected, and your food style affected, and automatically the mind become weakened, and the mind nature would be like going past and the future. Okay, so how to bring out the mind to the present moment? First thing, yoga is the only way. Okay, so the yoga, meditation, and pranayama. Okay, and there is a Tirumular. There is a great yogi of Tamil Nadu. He said one thing. So the breath is the only for the kite. How the thread is very important. Likewise, for the breath is the major. We can control our mind through our breath. Okay? So for to control our mind, there is no need to analyze the mind. There is no need to do a lot of stress or resist to control your mind. Do meditation. Do a pranayama. Okay, when you enhance the energy level through the prana, through the breathing exercise, energy level increase. by walking or doing exercises, increase your energy level by the breathing. And then, and do a little lot of, attention to your breath. Automatically, your mind will come to the present moment. This is the easiest technique all over, in practicing by the all over the world, to calm your mind and to balance your mind, not to go to past and future. Okay, so better pranayama, yoga, and meditation. When you start doing, immediately you will able to bring your mind into the present moment and not worry about the future and past. Okay.
Yes, sir. As you said, we need to have a control on our thoughts and focus on what we read. Yes, sir. So in this fast running world, most of us have this feeling of comparison. We compare our activities and ourselves with others. Is this comparison essential? Is this good or bad, sir?
Comparison. Okay, in the materialistic world, the comparison always it's happening because of the drive and competition. Okay, because of the competition, survival of fittest, it's one of the humankind nature. Okay, so we are comparing with the people. Okay, so that is good. But when you have an emotional intelligence, when you are aware on your emotion, okay, and you will not compare. You can competitive with people. You will not compare. Okay, so the comparison, when it will happen, when you are in inability, and when you are feeling when inferior, when your energy is low, and you will automatically, when you feel inferior, not only inferior, and there are a lot of reasons, to compare with the people. Okay, and you are not aware on your emotions and aware on your visions, and you are not aware on what who you are, and actually who am I, and this kind of things are the reason we are comparing with the people. Okay, so that's why Aristotle said the self awareness is the only tool, and empower yourself. And particularly when if you are empowered, and automatically this jealousness and the comparative will not happen. Okay, and empower yourself by asking who am I, and understanding your potential, and understanding your emotions, and understanding your capability. Yes.
Yes, so emotional intelligence is something new and which most of us need to follow to have a success in everything, to face every challenge and avoid and have a healthy competition, sir. Thank you. So, sir, most of them are having this fear of uncertainty. They're scared. They don't know why they are scared, but still they're scared. They stand still. They remain stagnant. Why do we have this kind of feeling, sir? And what should we do to get rid of this feeling, sir?
And this is fear, phobia, and all these things. It's one kind of a mental illness, phobia and fear, and all these things. And there is a scale, and one thing, and it is all depend on your personality and the attitude. Okay, personality and attitude. So if your personality is you are introvert, or some kind of inabilities comes, okay, and lack of awareness, lack of skills, particularly lack of skills. Okay, and lack of skills, these are the kind of particularly social skills. Okay, and particular lack of social skills, and lack of emotional intelligence, what I said earlier, these are the reasons of they are setback in the personality and the attitude towards to the certain things. That's why they are not unclear about the people and situation. They don't have a ability to handle the situation and the people, so they are getting into the fear and instability, and kind of a fear, not only a fear, and even a lot of stress on the particular situations. So the students has to learn, improve the emotional intelligence and social skills, and particularly we call as the life skills. These are very, very important to and to avoid this kind of a situation. So yes.
So, like 90% of the students are very stressful about the exams, and especially the medical students, they feel so stressed about the exams. Can you tell us like few tips to relieve from this stress, or this exam stress especially?
Okay. Stress is a wonderful, it's not only a process, it's a wonderful thing. Okay. But nowadays, it's a very curious, because the learning means it's nothing but curious. Wow, what is that? I should learn. That was earlier learning it was like a curious. Now it became like a stress. Okay. Learning became a stress. First, we have to take out the perception from our mind. Learning is not a stress. Particularly college students and particularly medical students, medical profession and the medical studies, how tough it is, how much time I need to put. When you start saying like this, and immediately you are stressing by the affirmations, you are stressing, you are giving your negative perceptions and affirmations to the about the studies, and you are getting automatically you are getting kind of stress. Okay, so take out all the affirmations and labels particular about the medical studies. Okay, wow, I am doing a medicine, wow, wonderful things I am learning, and I'm going to become a very good doctor. Likewise, you should have a positive approach to the studies. That is the first important thing. So curious and positive approach to the studies. The second thing is, and because as a psychologist, and I'd like to share you something. Each and every individual is a different from other individual. Okay, same, everybody's personality and attitude is very different from others. Same, likewise, we have a learning cognitive styles also. Learning style, we call it learning style. Everybody in the learning style differs from each and every individual to individual. For example, there is a theory called as a VARK, VARK. V stands for visual, A stands for audio, R stands for read and write, and K stands for kinesthetic. Okay. So what is that actually means? Some people, when they do a visual, okay, when they see the video, immediately they memorize things and they can write it down. Okay. There are some people who like to listen and by the audio, and they can easily write it down. So the students should understand what is my learning style. Okay. And what I supposed to study. Okay. So what is this learning methodology, or, it might be a pattern syllabus or might be a curriculum. What is my learning style? And according to the syllabus and according to your learning style, you have to create a materials and plan your learning. Okay. Learning, you should create a learning calendar or a learning map. And according to the content, you have to, give a very appropriate time. Some people, for one chapter, they will give you 1 hour. To some people, one chapter, they will give you for 5 minutes. Okay. To one chapter, they will give you to 5 hours. To one chapter, they will give you 5 minutes. Okay. No. For according to the difficulty of the subject, difficulty of the content in the subject, they have to plan the timeline and the time limit and all these things, the learning map and the learning calendar. And they have to make according to the learning style, they have to make the learning strategy. And so this is a very easiest way to come out of fear, because in the time of examination, you doesn't have the clarity in your mind, and lack of inability to, and a feeling of guilty, you're not properly studied, and these things, and some blind spots. You don't know where I am lacking in the learning. You don't know the blind spots. These are the reasons for the stress to crack the examination in the time of the examination. Okay. And also, to some people, that they think the examination is the ultimate. Okay. If you fail in the examination, everything over. No. You have to take it very lighter. Okay. When in the competition also, like learning and examination, education is like a game you take. Life is itself a game. Okay. You should play the game with fun, not for serious. When you play serious, you will get stress. With fun, you will learning also should be fun. Okay. So I would like to tell to all your students, and identify your learning style, and prepare a learning calendar and learning map according to your contents, and give me appropriate time and commitment to the studies. And that is the highest priority to you. No other thing, particularly for the medical students. And when you do that, there is a very less possibility of the exam fear and exam anxiety also. They lose all the time in the media, and tomorrow procrastination. When you fix the learning calendar in one day also, you should not procrastinate. Okay. When no procrastination, no fear. Okay. If you start doing procrastination, more fear and more anxious will come. Okay. Another important thing I would like to add, okay, because in the lockdown time, the students' behavior, there is a huge, impact, because earlier in the classroom, okay, so there is a compulsion in the classroom. Compulsorily, you have to attentive in the class, okay. Otherwise, the lecture or somebody will give you they will take you out from the class, okay. And there are social behavior also. You should be attention. In any moment they will ask question, you should answer. So you will automatically, because of that, otherwise punishment, not punishment, in name of assignments or something, you will get punishment. So you will be always attentive in the class. And so there is a compulsion. Here there is no supervision now in the lockdown times for the students, okay. So the World Health Organization, everybody is telling only one fact: this is a wonderful situation. Lockdown is a wonderful situation to the students, but only they follow one rule, is called as self-discipline, self-discipline, self-discipline. You are a supervisor for you. You are a professor to you. You are a professor for you, and you are self-discipline. And without procrastination, and plan your studies and do very well. Be curious for everything, okay, to learn, okay. Be curious. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Sure, so we'll follow the work style and we'll follow the self-discipline and make the best of this lockdown, sir. Sir, as the physical health, mental health is also equally important. But we don't even spend even 5 minutes of a day to do mental health analysis. How important is this habit, sir, and how do we bring this habit in ourselves, sir?
So mental health is totally, although I already told, mental health is totally connected with the physical health and the social well-being. Okay, all the parts, okay, connected with, because if your health affected, automatically even mental health affected. Mental health affected, automatically it will affect your social well-being. Okay. Some people are not Tamil. Uddambai Valarthin, Uyir Valarthin. Today, Tirumular. Okay. Today is International Yoga Day. The great saint, 3,000 years before, he said this word. Okay. Uddambai Valarthin, Uyir Valarthin. So he said, you should start maintaining an importance to the physical health. Okay. That is the first step. You are taking initiative to promote your mental health. And after then, for the mental health and doing sometimes of, purpose of the life. What is the purpose of the life? We don't know. And our life became mechanical and stressful. Avoid lot of stressful situations and be cool and be fun. And so these are the easiest way to maintain the mental health. Okay. And achievement and success is not a only thing in the world. Okay. And be happy a moment and live happy, and then that is the very, very important and purpose of the life. So mental health can promote by nowadays, if you are a fun, there is no problem at all. Okay, the attitude towards to the life, okay, and your quality of life is the major cause of your mental health. Okay, and try to do a lot of the lifestyle and food style analysis on you. Okay. And what kind of a food you are living on, what kind of a life you are living, what is your purpose of life, and even and in your study now you are all into the, you have all the students have the learning goals, and you are studying or you are utilizing the time. How is your relationship with the parents and relatives and professors and friends, even to the society? These all questions you should ask. Okay. So please, if you maintain a very good social well-being, and being a social well-being and also a physical health, and you can maintain the mental health. So I request you all to do, because today again I'm mentioning why yoga. Today is a wonderful day, 21st June, and the International Yoga Day, and it was celebrating international yoga, practicing yoga, meditation, and breathing exercises enhance your mental health and physical health, and it enhances your energy level, and also it enhances your attention to detail and memory, lot of things. Okay. And so I request you all to do yoga today. Okay, on to every day. Okay, part of life. Yoga is not a exercise; is a part of life. You should make. Okay. Yes.
Sure, sir. We'll include the mental analysis habit in our daily life and habits like yoga, breathing exercises like pranayama in our daily routine, sir. Thank you, sir. It was indeed a great time with you, sir. We really had an interesting session and we had an answer for most of the unanswered questions in our mind, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Anybody
So,
ask
guys,
questions?
no, sir. None of them have asked any questions as such, sir. Yes, sir. So, thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
guys, 5 minutes in a day to do mental health analysis, or 10 minutes in a day to talk to a person, a friend who is in need of a support, can change lives, can save lives. Each one of you listening now, you have the ability to help a person to come out of his mental distress. You have the ability to save lives. Understand the importance of mental health. A single act, a single step taken by you can create a huge impact. Understand the fact. So think and act. Thank you.
Thank you to all, and I hope I answered to all your questions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.